Today is July 9th, 2025, and I don't know. So I made some videos yesterday updating that I'm sadly injured right now, and it's restricting me from doing pretty much anything. I really sadly cannot do anything without feeling pain. That's how my injury is. And so, today I do feel better, but it's not to the point where I feel normal that I can do anything without feeling pain. So I do think I still need to rest my body for who knows how much longer, but I do feel myself getting better. But I'm always worried, what if once I go back to my normal lifestyle, what if I hurt myself again with the same injury? So I'm not sure how my body will continue for the next few days, but the best we can do is just I need to rest and not do anything to stress out my body, both physically and mentally. And after I made those videos yesterday, I honestly really felt better. I mean, I don't know. So I'm not sure. Maybe it's because of, I don't know. I really wonder why did that make me feel better after I made those videos. So for me to get through today, and legit there's nothing I can do. I mean, I could play some games, like the what so I could play, like some random games to like occupy myself, or I could watch random videos, but I do not feel what's the word? I do not feel that helps me relax. That's the thing. So of anything that I can do that can relax me, and because of my injury that restricts me of what I can do, the best thing that I can do is just make more videos. That's how it is. And so here I am with another video. So I'm gonna continue. I'm gonna continue the theme that I'm doing, where I'm gonna talk about what I like about all the pairings from Plave. And so I already went through three of them, and there's still a lot more to go. And I'm gonna go in order of age. So I already finished doing Uno and Hamin, and Bambi and Hamin, and so I'm like, let me just finish the rest with all the Hamin, and then I'll just go by age order at that point. And so anyways, but I also did Yejun and Noah as well. But anyways, yeah, let's finish all the pairings with Hamin, and then I'll continue the other pairings after that. So the next pairing will be with Hamin and Noah. Hamin here is on the left, Noah is on the right, and they are they are a special pairing because so Noah is the reason that Hamin is in Plave. So the story that they have told us, we don't know the exact details, but this is just the story they've told us so far, is that Noah and Hamin met at a music festival. We don't know when exactly, but it happened at a time when they were doing their own thing. So Noah said that he was there to teach people about singing or the music, like whatever he had to teach to the people at this music festival. And then Hamin was there teaching the people there of dance or choreography. We don't know what exactly they were doing. Like, I wonder, were they like performing at the music festival? They didn't say any details like that, but they said that they were there as like teachers. And so for this music festival, they also had to sleep over there. So they had accommodation to stay there and do whatever the work they had to do there. And I just find that very interesting. What are the chances that their paths would intersect at this music festival, given Noah is into the singing and composing music, and then Hamin here with the dance and choreography kind of thing. So I just find that very interesting. What kind of music festival was this? And I wish I could have gone to that music festival, and I could have, if I could have like crossed paths with him too. But anyways, so they say that's where they met, and then just because they were even though they didn't work with each other. I mean, one was in singing and the other one was in dancing, but I think because of them staying at the same accommodation together, just working at the same festival, they became friends. So they became friends from that time. And Noah said that he had a good impression of Hamin, because Hamin, even though they just met, for a few hours or a few days at the time, but Hamin gave to Noah like some vitamin things, or just some things to like help Noah with his health. And then Noah was very he really remembered that, like, oh wow, that's so nice of him, and like, we just met, that kind of feeling. And so it's very nice that Hamin is naturally just what a nice, caring person, right? And so I'm really glad that decided to he decided to really take care of Noah. And so who knows what exactly they went through, and they said that they really hung out a lot and talked a lot. And so from that interaction they had at the music festival, they've always kept in touch. They've kept in touch and stayed friends. And then who knows how long that has been of them knowing each other. And then when Noah got into Plave, and then they had a spot, they had to find another person of who they want to join them in Plave, and Noah thought of Hamin. And so he's like, I think Hamin would be a good match to be the final member of Plave. And he asked Hamin to hey, do you want to do this group with me? And as Hamin should feel this way, he was very suspicious. He's like, what? So we're gonna be, virtual singers, and we're gonna be doing what? And then he was so suspicious. He was like, I don't think this is something that's going to work out, or he didn't think that this is going to be worth his time. But thankfully, Noah was so good at gaslighting him. Or, is we say this in a funny way. I know gaslighting should not be jokingly, but I feel like nowadays it is a term that people are using jokingly now, but we call it nose lighting for the way that Noah he tends to be really good at gaslighting, but in a very funny way. And so in a joking way, we call it nose lighting instead. So I'll say that instead so that it doesn't seem too serious. And so Noah, being so good at nose lighting, he really did his best to convince Hamin to join Plave. He said that he kept calling him and like kept talking with him. Like Noah was really persistent to have Hamin join Plave. Like I don't know what Noah was thinking. Like obviously he knows that Hamin is such a good dancer, and he probably knows like all the talents he has and how much he has known about him. And just out of everyone that Noah knows, I'm sure he has a huge circle of amazing singers, amazing dancer friends. I'm sure he must know so many people, but out of those people, he only wanted Hamin to join. Like even though Hamin kept denying it and he's so suspicious of it, Noah did not want to give up on him, did not want to consider an alternative person to join Plave. He kept going to convince Hamin. So when I heard that story from Noah, that he really tried so hard to convince Hamin, and thankfully he finally convinced him to join Plave. Like I'm so impressed and so thankful to Noah that he knew that Hamin would be the right person to join Plave. And I couldn't be happier. Like I'm so glad that Noah decided to not give up on him. And Hamin, of course, not only me being so thankful to Noah, Hamin says all the time how thankful he is to Noah that he did not give up on him and convince him to join Plave. Like he would have regretted for the rest of his life, for real, if he didn't listen to Noah and he didn't take a chance on this. And so I'm just really glad in the end Plave worked out. That's first of all. If Plave didn't work out, then Hamin wouldn't regret it, of course, but thank goodness Play worked out, and everyone is having an amazing time being this group together. And I'm also always impressed that Play is able to succeed the way that they are, because virtual K-pop singers is not a thing. It never was a thing. So them wanting to do this and trying this out, it was so much risk. They for sure was thinking was not gonna be successful. So I just really admire their faith in each other, their trust in each other, and taking this huge risk to do something so new and different in the K-pop industry. And yeah, I couldn't be more thankful as well. And so I didn't mean to say such a long story, but whatever. I think all my videos will always be this long. Whatever, just go with the flow of how ranty I can be. So that's the story of how Noah and Hamin know each other, and how Noah got Hamin to join Plave. And so they are the closest. Like Hamin is the closest with Noah compared to the other members. And so when we see them as a pair together, we can tell that they are more familiar and more comfortable with each other. But as we see here, I'm not putting the sound on yet, but as we see here, this is the first live stream that Hamin and Noah do together. And so they did this on what day? On January 26, 2023. So That was 2 months before their debut, and I do believe this is the first partner duo live stream that Hamin does. So Hamin was introduced into Play in January, like early January, and so maybe it was a week ago. I think, yeah, maybe it was a week ago. Hamin did his first live stream, and then so a week later he's still doing his own live streams, but this is the first time he does it with someone with him. And yeah, as you can see, Hamin is so shy. He's not as energetic as how we're used to seeing him these days, but he was definitely so shy in the beginning when he was starting out in Plave. And even though he says in this live stream that I am closest to Noah compared to the other members, but we can still see in this live stream he's still getting used to it. He's not super comfortable. He's still so shy and meek. Like, can you totally see that in his body language, even without hearing how they're talking? But yeah, so still getting used to it and very shy, but he is of course most comfortable with Noah compared to the other members, so he's still getting used to it. And then Noah has been like doing live streams for the past, I don't know, 3 months or something, because he was the second member revealed from Plave. And so yeah, so Noah, I feel like he's super comfortable and just doing whatever he's doing, while just Hamin is just like what's the word? Hamin is just going with the flow. And so I cannot really remember what they do here. Like, I think Noah is like warming up his voice. Let's listen and see what's going on. Oh yes, he's warming up his voice, but he is warming up his voice for a very long time.
다 풀렸나요? 소찬이 티얼스 나왔고요.
So I,
소찬이 티얼스가
so I
나왔어요.
assume maybe Noah is gonna sing soon.
티얼스 불러줘. 티얼스 불러달라고.
I guess not.
모놀로그.
오케이. 일단 뭐 티얼스 오케이 접수했고 또 다음 뭐가 있을까요? 모놀로그.
접수하신 거예요? 패스하신 거예요?
접수 겸 패스. 네.
But yeah, even at this time of Noah, he is also more meek than usual. So like the Noah that we know now, he's so outspoken, he's so silly, he's so I don't know, but like I it's really I okay, so anyway, so compared to how we know Noah now, at this time in January 2023, he was still very meek. And like he said that at the time of them starting out as Plave, he was gonna go with this concept of like he's a mysterious, good looking, prince like kind of person. And so he wanted to try and like be this cool, very calm personality. And so he wanted to try to go with this concept, but then he sadly could not maintain it, because his real personality will always come out. And I think it really it's really a very big charm to Play that they are very true to how they are, and not what's the word? I don't want to say pretending. Like, Noah is being himself, but he's just trying to be more cool and like just not be so weird, I guess. And so his original personality is quite silly. And yeah, but yeah, I do find this so awkward to see him be this kind of like chill, cool dude. I'm not used to seeing Noah be that way. And so anyways, so as we see here, they're on YouTube channel, and I think they're gonna sing something like yeah on YouTube, like have the karaoke play, and then they're gonna sing something. So we're not gonna listen to that since I cannot play any music on here. And so after that, I think they still look into other songs to sing. And then yeah, still singing. And then okay, wow, they sing for a really long time. Wow, okay. Yeah. Oh yeah, but this was a funny thing where they see their own live stream on YouTube, and then do you see like it's repeating itself? It's so silly. I don't know why they did that. But look at that. So this was in it was pre-debut, right? And so before they released anything, but they still had some people watching. How many people do they have watching? Let me see. Hold on. Does that say 19 people? Get out of here. Get out of here. That says 19 people. Oh my gosh. But then they also was streaming on Twitch, so it seemed like they had a lot of fans watching on Twitch, but only on the YouTube live stream at that moment. Only 19 people. Wow. How did those 19 people find out about Plave when they didn't release any music yet, but they were only releasing YouTube videos and live streams? Oh, wow. Yeah, they really started from the bottom. They legit did. And it's just so amazing to see how much they succeeded, and they're only 2 years old. It's only 2 years old, but they are one of the most successful K-pop groups right now. Yeah, it's crazy. So, anyways, so after they do the singing, then they do some drawing. That's right. So Hamin is really good at drawing. So he's drawing Doraemon. I think that's what's his name. I'm so sorry. I'm not familiar with this character, but I think yeah. Anyways, so yeah, for some reason they're drawing. I'm not sure why. Okay, and I think Hamin tries to draw Noah here. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's not bad. That's not bad. That is not bad, right? I think that's not bad at all. Wow. His pecs there is pretty funny. Okay, and then yeah, so this is Noah drawing Hamin. I mean, I really like Noah's joke about Hamin about how his hair is centered that way. He makes fun of Hamin's hair all the time, and it's just even until now, this is really hilarious. So that's not terrible. And yeah, yeah, his sprout hair on top. So he does these key points about him. I mean, that's not terrible. It's not terrible. I mean, I'm not good at drawing either, so I don't know if I could do better than him, but that's not too terrible. Okay, so they do some drawing, and then what do they do later? Some dancing? Okay, but yeah, it's been a very long time since I saw this live stream. But okay, so yeah, so that was just them in the way beginning of Plave and pre-debut, and there was only 19 people watching on their YouTube channel. Wow, time flies. And then now this video has 135,000 views. So yeah, all the new fans that come, and me included, that come to watch this, and yeah, now all their videos have gone over 100,000. So that's really impressive. And so anyway, so let's go down memory lane of what else about Hamin and Noah and their friendship together. So in the beginning, they've known each other for a bit. Hamin is very thankful to Noah bringing him on to play, but he doesn't say it now. He doesn't say it now because he doesn't see the success of Play yet. But after the success of Play, but also Hamin is so happy being in this group. I think I would like to believe, this is my opinion, I would like to believe even if Play doesn't get so successful like how they are now, I would like to believe Hamin really enjoys being in this group with all the guys as Play, and even if they have minor success, at least they have some success, I think he would still be happy about that, because I really enjoy seeing how happy and enjoyable he is in being a Play member. So I do want to believe even if they don't get big success as a group, he would still be very thankful of being able to debut and in this type of group. So anyways, let's go to the next Noah Hamin video. And so this is their next live stream together after the previous video. So this is their next one, which they do on May 19, 2023. So 4 months later. 4 months later, we can see here the tech improves a lot. I'm always I'm impressed with how good their tech improves. So yeah, they just debuted 2 months ago, and look at the difference. Do you see the difference even without listening? The body language, how comfortable they are. This is only 4 months later since the previous live stream we just saw. And so this just is just really they really I think the main thing is that they have become more comfortable being virtual singers and doing these live streams. So really in the beginning they were all trying to adjust to it and get used to it, because it's so new being a virtual singer. It is not a thing in K-pop. So yeah, I think they had to go through that period of getting used to it, and then look how comfortable they are. It's so nice to see them be this way. And so from this point on, after their debut in March, they just become so much comfortable, and then they also develop into a bigger fan base at this point, and so they see the success of how they're doing. And it's just my heart just I'm just I'm just yeah. So that's why I'm just I always wish that I could have liked them from the beginning. I think all of us would think that way. Like I wish I've known them from the beginning, but I do enjoy becoming their fan now, and then looking through their past and how much they've grown. I really do enjoy seeing that as well, as much as I wish I could have been their fan from the beginning. But it's been really enjoyable looking back on all of the videos that I've missed and see how they grow and develop. And so, and isn't it so cute? Look at Hamin. He's so excited. I think Hamin is the cutest little guy ever. I really like to see him just really really into it and really what's the word? He's just really focused and really excited to do these things. And so what they plan to do here is like having a debate. So there's going to be a question, and then they do rock paper scissors to decide if you're going to be against this topic or for this topic, and then they have to support that side and convince as best as possible that their side is correct. And so I believe they started this topic. This kind of activity because Noah is really good at nose lighting, as I said earlier. So he is really good at convincing anyone that what he said is right, even though it's not right. So I don't know if that's really a good skill to have, but he is really good at nose lighting, and so he's gonna be like competing with Hamin on who's gonna be best at debating and convincing the other person that I'm right and you're wrong, kind of thing. Yeah. So here they're gonna play rock paper scissors to decide who's gonna be against the topic, or yeah. So I'm gonna listen. What topic is it? Oops.
이긴 사람 이기지. 오케이. 진짜. 이긴 사람 진 사람.
맞지?
그렇게 하기로 했잖아.
아,
자, 그러면은 나는 뭐야? 잘못한 건가요? 잠깐만. 헷갈려.
야,
뭐야? 나왜 이렇게 이해가 안 되냐?
바보.
어.
Okay,
아.
so they're gonna talk about the topic. They're
형은 이제 친구 탓.
아니 나는 친구가 연락을 안
너가
받는 게
연락 안
잘못한 거다.
받았잖아.
아,
나는 약속을 지켰는데 왜 안 왔냐?
아,
자, 먼저
오케이 이해됐어요.
하고 제가
okay. I need to hear the full context, so let me rewind a little.
이긴 사람 진 사람. 이제 확인차 연락을 했는데
Okay, one
약속
second.
첫 번째 주제
Okay,
하겠습니다.
so here's the topic.
친구와 만나기 일주일 전에 약속 장소와 시간을 정하고 서로 연락을 하지 않았어. 근데 당일에 친구한테 이제 확인차 연락을 했는데 약속 시간이 가까이 와서도 연락이 계속 없는 거야. 그래서 이 친구는 이제 연락이 안 왔으니까
네.
이 약속은 깨진 거다
아.
생각을 하고 나가지 않았지.
네.
근데 그 친구가 약속 시간이 돼서 너 어디냐? 뭐 하냐? 고 화를 낸 거예요. 자, 누가 잘못했나요? 잠깐만. 아니지. 제가 잘못한 건가요?
아,
자,
제가
그러면
잘못한 건가요?
잠깐만. 그러면은 제가 잘못한 건가요? 잘못한 게 맞아요. 여기는
그래서?
잘못한 게 아니에요.
Okay. So, so. By the way, I just checked earlier if there was any subtitles, Korean, English, anything. Sadly, this has 0 subtitles. So I will do my best to hopefully understand them correctly. So, the topic is you plan to meet with a friend, and so you get to the place and time that you guys plan to meet at. So you're there first and you're waiting for your friend to come. And as you're waiting, and it's getting closer to the time you're supposed to meet up. So as it gets closer and closer and closer, the friend is not coming. The friend has not contacted saying I'm gonna be late. There's nothing going on. And like as the time gets closer and closer and still no contact from your friend. And so you're like, okay, that's kind of concerning. I don't think my friend is gonna be coming after all. And so you decide that with no contact from your friend and it's already past the appointment time, that you decide to just leave because it seemed like your friend is not coming. And so you leave, but then the friend says, "Hey, the friend contacts you, say, "Hey, how come you're not here?" And then it's like, "Yo, you didn't contact me, and like it was getting late, and so I just assumed you're not gonna be here." And then the friend is like, "No, I'm here." And so this debate is, did you do something wrong by leaving, or are you correct in leaving? I hope I made sense. And so this debate is so the thumbs up is if you were correct in leaving, or thumbs down, you were not correct in leaving. And so let me hear just how they talk about it, just to make sure I understood the prompt correctly.
사람의 뜻은 확인 연락이 안 된 약속은 취소된 것이다의 거다 아니다.
오케이. 그러면은 이렇게 하자. 가위바위보를 해서
Okay, so they play that, and then and Noah won rock paper scissors. So then he is correct. So he's on the correct side, and then Hami would be on the not correct side.
여러분 나를 왜 이렇게 이해가 잘못한 건가요? 잠깐만 헷갈려.
야,
뭐야? 여러분 나를 왜 이렇게 이해가 안 되냐?
바보.
어.
어,
오케이.
형은 이제 친구 탓.
아니 나는 친구가 연락을 안
너가
받은 게
연락 안
잘못한 거다.
받았잖아.
아,
나는 약속을 지켰는데 왜 안 왔냐?
아,
자, 먼저
오케이 이해됐어.
Okay.
제가 반론을 한번 해보겠습니다.
Okay. Yeah. So I do think I understood the prompt correctly. So not only was your friend not contacting you, but you contact a friend, and the friend is not answering the call. So it's also is not responding at all. So the friend is not responding at all, and it's past the appointment time, and you leave. And so Noah is on the side of like that is correct. That is correct that you should leave because the friend did not contact at all. And then Hamin is on the side that that is not correct. You shouldn't have left and still stayed there and wait for your friend, even though the friend is not contacting you. Oh my gosh, I forgot how they debated about this. I let's go ahead and just watch together, and I could translate it. And so let's see how they go about this debate.
오케이. 내가 뭐라고?
Noah keeps getting confused about the prompt, so
친구가 연락을 안
yeah,
했으니까
just
잘못한 거다.
그러니까 이렇게
explaining about it again.
형이 이 사연을 보내는 사람이고
어.
나는 약속을 연락을 안 한 친구인 거야.
오케이,
나는
오케이,
화냈어요.
오케이.
그러니까 그럼 이렇게 해줄게. 너 왜 약속 시간 잡았는데 왜 안 와?
아, 오케이 이해됐어. 오케이. 자, 그럼 제가
이해
하겠습니다.
가셨나요, 여러분들?
자,
But I do like seeing how
Yeah.
Hamin is so much more comfortable.
약속을
It's so
잡았으면-
nice to see.
당일이 됐을 때
네.
연락을 한번 하고 서로 야 오늘 약속 맞는 거지? 오케이 별일 없지? 딱 얘기를 하고
네.
그 다음에 만나는 게 저는 맞다고 생각합니다. 왜냐면 그게 서로에 대한 에티켓, 기본적인 에티켓이다.
제 연락을 하는 게.
그렇죠.
오케이. 자,
그러니까 확인 연락이 되지 않았기 때문에 이건 취소가 된 거다. 저는 이렇게 생각하는 거죠. 네, 맞습니다.
So Noah's first argument on why that's correct, you should have left, is that your friend was not responding to you, not contacting you. So this is etiquette. This is like etiquette of like if there's no response at all, then it's totally fine and correct that you should leave because the friend is not responding at all. Yeah, I mean honestly, I do agree on that. But let's hear all their arguments, and then I'll see which side I think is correct.
제가 이제 그러면 이야기를 해볼까요?
오케이.
근데 이거 상황극이 아니고
네.
토론을 하는 거니까 홀등의 여러분들께
오케이.
홀등의 여러분들까지를 이렇게 설득을 해야 돼요.
오케이.
한 번 더 기회를 드릴게요.
오케이. 자 여러분.
네.
자 약속을 나가요. 응? 약속을 했어. 그럼 어떡해? 그럼 당일에 연락을 해야 되는 게 정상이잖아요. 그쵸? 맞대. 오케이. 나 끝.
자,
He just said his same argument again.
우리 이 친구가
음.
일주일 전에 약속을 잡았어요. 거기까지는 명백한 사실입니다.
그죠.
맞죠?
그죠.
근데 중요한 거는 장소와 시간을 정했잖아요. 그냥 두루뭉실하게 이날에 만나자. 그때 돼서 또 연락을 하자라고 정확히 말한 적은 한 번도 없고 정확한 약속 시간과 장소를 정했어요. 근데 이 당일날 어떤 상황이 생긴지 모르잖아요. 만약에 친구가 갑자기 급하게 뭐 자기 동생이 아프다 그래가지고 연락을 못 받을 수도 있잖아요. 그래도 약속이기 때문에 약속은 친구 약속은 무조건 지켜야 된다. 병원을 정말 급하게 동생을 업고 병원 데려가 간호해주다가 어떻게든 약속 맞다 시간 다 됐다 해서 뛰어왔는데 난 이렇게까지 해서라도 약속 시간을 지켰는데 형은 안 왔잖아요.
그쵸.
근데 형이 여기서 만약에 너 연락 안 되면 나 안 간다 이렇게 했었다면 이 사람은 화를 안 냈겠죠.
그쵸.
어떠십니까?
그쵸.
I think it's so cute. Hamin is so much more comfortable. Like you guys can totally tell a difference, right? So like every time when I see Hamin's development, it makes me giggle, but it really touches me. And so talking about Hamin's argument, which I think is a very good argument as well. So So he said, you guys decided on the time and place to meet. It's been a decided thing. And you go to the appointed time and place, and your friend most likely could have had something happen. Like, what if his sibling got sick, and so he had to take his sibling to the hospital. Like Hamin was very cute. He said, what if he had to like carry, like literally carry carry his sibling to go to the hospital? So who knows? I don't know if that really happens, but Hamin is being very, what's the word, over exaggerating. Like it could have been a very serious emergency that your friend had something like this happen, and so he couldn't respond. He couldn't like text you of being late, and so something like that could have happened. And so after he helped his sibling go to the hospital, then he remembered, oh, I have this appointment to meet with you, and then rushes, like doesn't check the phone, just rushes to go over to meet you. And so he gets there, and you're not there. And so can you imagine that your friend must be so disappointed that you didn't keep to the appointed time and place when he did, and he just had an emergency happen. That's why on that. And so Hamin is saying this argument of like, you should be more understanding of the friend, and like you shouldn't have left just because he's not responding to you or contacting you, and that you should have still stayed there and just waited for if your friend shows up, or if your friend contacts you, that would be more correct to do, that you should have stayed there and not leave. And then Hamin looks so proud of himself. I think it's so cute. He looks really proud of himself after saying this argument. So he feels like this is the correct thing to do. And now we're going to see how Noah counters this argument.
하민이 말이 맞네요.
어?
근데 하민이 말이 맞는데 너 말 잘했어.
네.
봐봐. 무슨 일이 어떻게 생길지 모르잖아. 순간적으로 사람이 너무 급박한 일이 생기면 연락을 못 할 수도 있고.
그렇죠.
근데 연락을 못 하고 그걸 제껴주고 뛰어갈 수도 있지만 제끼지 못할 만큼 큰 상황일 수도 있잖아.
네.
그러면은 그때는 내가 연락을 못 할 수도 있기 때문에 당연히 확인차 연락을 해보고 이 사람 연락을 안 받으면 이 사람 무슨 일이 있구나. 생각하고 안 나갈 수 있다 생각합니다.
근데 안 나간다고 연락을 했어.
Okay, 1 second. I need to re-listen to that to make sure I understood it. 1 second.
근데 하민이 말이 맞는데 너 말 잘했어.
네.
봐봐. 무슨 일이 어떻게 생길지 모르잖아. 순간적으로 사람이 너무 급박한 일이 생기면 연락을 못 할 수도 있고.
그렇죠.
근데 연락을 못 하고 그걸 제껴주고 뛰어갈 수도 있지만 제끼지 못할 만큼 큰 상황일 수도 있잖아.
네.
그러면은 그때는 내가 연락을 못 할 수도 있기 때문에 당연히 확인차 연락을 해보고 이 사람 연락을 안 받으면 이 사람 무슨 일이 있구나. 생각하고 안 나갈 수 있다 생각합니다. 저는.
Okay. So I'm not 1,000% certain I understood him correctly, but Noah's counters is that I think what Hamin said is correct, and so that's why Hamin was like, huh? Why are you saying I'm correct? You're supposed to like be against my point. But Noah says I think what Hamin said is correct, but even with the friend having an emergency and all that can happen, that's all what I think is correct as well. But the friend should have like looked at me contacting him. He should have contacted me. Like the friend, even in this whole situation, should have at least checked his phone, contacted, and not have had me waiting and thinking, is he not going to be coming over? And I do agree with Noah on that point as well. Why would the friend not even look at his phone, contact, and see what's going on before going to meet at the appointed time and place? And yeah. So then now let's hear what Hamin counters with that.
안 나간다고 연락을 했어요?
네?
Oh, sorry.
할 수 있다 생각합니다. 저는.
근데 안 나간다고 연락을 했어요?
네? 뭐요?
안 나간다고 너 연락 안 했으니까 나 안 나가 이렇게 연락을 안 했잖아. 이 내용에 없잖아요. 그렇기 때문에
네.
설득이 안 된다.
네.
That's kind of tricky what Hamin counters with. So he says, would you contact someone saying I can't go? I don't know. So Hamin is saying in this prompt, there's no that's not a factor. That's not a factor in like the friend able to say to you I can't go or anything like that. So Hamin is saying that's not a factor in the prompt. I don't know. So I'm not sure if I understood him correctly, but I also don't know if I really agree with him on that. So let's keep listening.
납득이 안 된다.
네.
이상입니다.
납득이 안 돼요?
네.
전 납득이 됩니다.
오케이, 그러면 납득을 하는 걸로 하고요. 그 다음에는 네. 노아형 말고 그 다른 멤버로 저랑 더 해보겠습니다.
아니 나는 납득이 된다고. 여러분 납득돼야 안 돼요. 납득이 돼 나는.
사실 제가 여기 왔어도 어떻게든 납득을 하게끔 하는 게 역할이다 보니까 역할이다
오케이.
네.
그럼 이거는 저는 솔직하게 아니라 이거 토론 배틀 떠나서
네.
이렇게 생각해요. 전 두 개 다 맞다고 생각해요 사실.
맞죠?
왜냐면 되게 항상 이런 게 애매한 것 같아요. 연락을 야 오늘 나 이때까지 보는 거 맞지? 나 간다 맞춰서 와 늦지 말고 보냈는데 답장이 없고 연락도 없고 전화도 안 받아. 그러면 사실 안 온다고 생각하고 괜히 갔다가 바람 맞을까봐 보통 안 가잖아요. 이것도 맞는데 심지어 시간이랑 장소 약속했으면 가는 것도 맞단 말이지. 사실 난 잘 모르겠어요. 그래서 이거는 내가 지금 하면서도 무슨 말을 하는지도 잘 모르겠고
네.
그냥 모르겠어.
오케이.
몰라.
처음은 연습 게임이라고 생각하고 넘어갈까요?
오케이.
Okay. So what just happened? So Hamin's point of like, that's not part of the problem. Like, you don't contact you didn't contact them saying you can't go, and so that should not be a factor in trying to win this argument. And so Hamin was like, that's the conclusion of my argument. And then Noah said, okay, I understand. That's like, I don't know if Noah said like he agrees with Hamin. I'm not sure. I think he's meaning that, but then I feel like that he's saying it kind of vaguely, like I agree that you could be right, not saying like I lost kind of feeling. So I don't know. It's that's really it was really complicated. And so they started laughing about it because they were like it's kind of hard to say who exactly won this argument, because Noah said like, yeah, I do understand your point, Hamin, and then Hamin's like, okay. So then in conclusion, Noah said, for me personally, so he's saying now outside of this game where like he has to convinced that this was correct, to leave the appointed time. And so he says, my personal opinion, I think both sides are correct, that what if the friend did have an emergency happen, and you shouldn't have just left, and you should have just assumed maybe he would meet you there and just stay there. But then it's not right of the friend to like not contact at all, not respond to you. And so he also thinks it could be okay for you to leave because the friend was not contacting you at all. So Noah's like, I think both sides are correct, and I don't know which one to choose. And so then Hamin is like, you know what? This was just a practice game. Let's just keep this as a practice game, and let's continue to the next topic. And they're like, okay, let's just forget about this. And this was just for practice. So after hearing all that, man, what's my personal opinion on that topic? Man, so if I was in that situation and I'm meeting someone and they don't respond to me at all, then most likely something must have happened, right? Because I would really think, because this is also like my habit. I would always check in with my friends before we meet the day before. So the day before I check in, it's like, hey, I just want to make sure like you're still okay to meet tomorrow. Nothing came up, and like you're feeling okay, because anything could come up, right? And so I just feel like at most the last minute is just check in the day before and make sure we're all okay. And then they would say, oh yeah, I'm still okay to meet, or they would say, oh no, I suddenly have something come up. Like, I'm very okay as long as we confirm about it a day before whether we can still meet up or cancel. And so if I already check in with that friend the day before and they say it's all okay to meet, and then I go meet at the time and place, and then once the time passes and there is no contact from them, I try contacting them and they're not answering, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I think most likely something happened. But I would think at that point, because my friend is not contacting me at all and there's no way to get in touch with them, I don't think it's right for me to like keep waiting there and waste my time. In all honesty, I don't think that's worth my time to keep waiting if they are not contacting me. And so I feel like it's correct for me to leave. And then if later the friend shows up, it's like, hey, how come you're not here? I'm here. But then I'm like, dude, you were not contacting me, you were not answering my calls, of course I have to leave. Like, I would really be like, friend, what I did was correct. If you do not even contact me or like let me know beforehand you're coming late or something happened, of course I'm gonna leave. I'm not gonna waste my time waiting for you if you're not contacting me back. So I am for the Noah side, that I think is correct, that you should leave if the friend is not contacting you at all, and the friend should understand if they show up there but obviously you did not answer my call, you didn't contact me, you're obviously like, you should have contacted me first before going to the planned time and place. Yeah, and yeah, it's just, yeah, that's my personal opinion on that. Okay, so I'm getting tired. I didn't expect this video to be that long, but I'm supposed to talk about what I like about Noah and Hamin, and I ended up talking about one of their live streams of this topic, but I was too engrossed in it. I haven't seen this live stream in a very long time, so yeah, so I have this vague memory of this topic, but I can't remember how the results happen. Okay, so the point of me seeing this live stream is that I'm really glad to see their friendship develop. Not only they are more comfortable with each other, but yeah, I think just at this point in their career after debuting, they're just so much more comfortable as virtual singers, and their relationship together, they're just more comfortable being themselves on live stream as well. But I don't want to think their friendship has developed. I want to believe they're always like this, but just on a live stream and as virtual singers, it was just more shy, and Noah was like going with that concept of being like this cool dude, and so they were definitely just out of their box in the beginning, trying to adjust and get used to it. But then, yeah, as we can see here, Noah's like showing more of himself. He's not doing the concept anymore. He's totally being himself now. And Hamin is just showing that he's more comfortable doing live streams now, and like how he is as a play member. So I feel like this is just overall seeing how comfortable they are with each other, and then now we clearly see how their friendship is, and at this point, yeah, they showed that they've known each other for a while, and how they go about talking with each other is so different compared to how Hamin was in the beginning with all the other members. And we'll go well, after this we'll go look at Hamin and Yeju and how they were in the beginning, given it was their first time becoming friends as well. So yeah, so that's why I wanted to show this. And now let's see the next live stream that they do. And so I do believe this is the next one. No, maybe, yes, yeah, I do believe this is the next one they do afterwards. And so this is months later. This is December 21st 2023. Oh my gosh, so this is like 6 months later. And no, 7 months later. And yeah, they definitely lesson on doing duo live streams, because they do a lot of like 5 people and 3 people, so it's not too common to see them be dual live streams at this point. But this is a very fun live stream that they do together. They play the top 3 games that was most liked from 2023. So they do Mario Party, a very, very well liked game of all their crazy Mario Party drama that happens. And so they play this game. So it's not only Noah and Hami, but Pambi is also playing here, but he's not wearing a mocap suit. He's invisible there, but he's playing Catherine, aka Birdo character. And then the computer is Donkey Kong. Yeah, Donkey Kong. Noah is Isabella, is wait, Rosalina, sorry, Rosalina, and Hamin is Yoshi. Yeah. So this is Birdo, Catherine, like that's actually Bombi playing. And so yeah, because Bombi is like the he made Mario Party really fun. And so it's what's the word? It's like of course that he should play Mario Party with them. So yeah, so anyways, but it's only Noah and Hamin in their mocap suits in this live stream. And so they go about playing Mario Party together, and at the end Hamin wins, which I thought was kind of surprising, because usually Bombi would win. But I feel like out of all the Mario Party games, either Hamin or Bombi wins, and so I do find that very interesting. And then the next game they play is what's it called? Yacht Dice, right? Yacht Dice. And so this was pretty popular because of how they play about it together. And Noah is the one that played it the most, and it's just really fun. It's really funny to see how they play. And then I believe Noah wins Yacht Dice against Hamin here. And so yeah, it's also some drama when they play a dice game. It's very, very interesting. And then the next game they play is the stork game, the very infamous stork game. Hamin, when he played this game at his home, he got to 110 meters. But sadly, he never proved it in the live stream that he's able to even reach 100 meters, let alone 50, I think. So sadly, Hamin kept attempting to reach that really high score in the live stream, but sadly he never succeeded. So the guys always make fun of him that you're lying, you didn't reach 110. But then Hamin's like, I'm not lying, I really did. But they just make fun of him that you have yet to prove that you can play the game well. But he does prove in 2024 that he is able to play the stork game to a high distance. And so yeah, so then I'm trying to remember how they were at this time, but I think overall they do get closer than they did before becoming play, which I think is totally normal because they see each other almost every day, they're working with each other all the time. So I do think in their first year of being played, all of them, even if they've known each other before becoming played, they all become a lot closer of learning more things about each other and having fun. And yeah, I think that's always so good to see that all of their friendships really become closer. And as time goes on, we see them clearly just become a very very tight knit, deep friendship with each other, that they're basically like family at this point. Even though they're just 2 years old, I really think they have become exactly like family, and it's really really so heartwarming to see. And so the next live stream to talk about is that I
때문에
believe
그래서
I
이단
believe this is their final live stream together before the radio happened. And so this is during Wave for Love. So they did this in March 4th, 2024. So like about a week since Wave for Love release. And so when them two for this live stream, they talk about the what do we call these, the guides. Yeah, so the guides of the songs, and like how like they improved like from the guides up until the original song. But then also this part was really cute of them like practicing how to do fan calls. I thought it was really cute because Hamin is pretending to be a fan, and like Noah's like kind of awkward how it would be like talking to a fan, and then Hamin is like, you're not supposed to do that. Like, do you see how Hamin's like he's trying to act like how the fan would react. He's very good at impersonating. He's super cute. And anyways, yeah, super super cute. And then they talk about other things that I can't remember, but then they go about like this chat GPT fairy tale story, which I thought was pretty funny. So like they go about this and then trying to make their own fairy tale story through the chat GPT thing. And then they also acted out, which I thought was pretty funny. And yeah, I think that's it. And yeah, that's the poster that they got for their fantasy movie kind of thing. Yeah, that was pretty funny. So yeah, so they had some fun with that. And overall, yeah, given this was about a year and a few months ago when they last did this live stream, yeah, I think they still the same, so I think all of the friendships were like it was solidified before play, and then as they got into play, they become more and more close with each other. But I don't see anything super significant in their friendship that changed up until this point. But just they're more comfortable just in everything that they're doing as virtual singers and in their friendship together. Yeah, but then the thing is, like, Noah is he's the oldest member in play, while Hami is the youngest. And so I do feel some dynamic of like they have some age gap between them, and it's very interesting to see how they have that dynamic where it's yeah, so like I said before, how like Uno and Hamin, they have an age gap, but it feels like their friendship doesn't have an age gap. But with them though, I always feel like they have an age gap with each other. Like Hamin does respect Noah like as an older brother, and like yeah, he usually listens to him, and he usually goes with his nose sliding. But the thing is, later on in 2024, Hamin, I think, has been growing up and becoming way more comfortable with all of the members, and I do think he at some point he has developed into being able to handle Noah's silliness. I don't know what to call it, but at this point, March 2024, he was still like very kind, just very let Noah do what he wants, but then he still like has to guide Noah through some things. But I always feel like it's just having that kind of like older brother, younger brother relationship. But then later, Hamin is like, as he gets older, I guess he's more like daring. And so let's go into the next live stream. Hey, hey, uh oh. Okay. So now we're into the radio show.
그래요? 네.
Oh, wait, 1 second. Okay. So into their first no, was this the first one? No, I don't think so. But I think I picked this one because it's the latest one that they've done together, only the two of them. That's right. So this was done on December 2nd, 2024. So now it's almost a year since their last live stream together. And I picked this one because they have not done a radio together since December. And today is July. So surely, yeah, they're going to have their own radio time soon. So wait, I'm kind of surprised. Is this real? No, I'm pretty sure I checked. This is the last time. Okay, sorry. So I need to wrap this up. So, I want to comment on how their relationship has been in the past 2024, but into 2025. So one thing I want to comment about Hamin and Noah's friendship is that before Hamin would just let Noah get away with everything, like the nose sliding, just listen to him and just let him do whatever. So he would always be very accommodating to him and never really fight with him on anything. But then as Hamin got older and I guess more braver, but also becoming more close with Noah, I feel like he's able to do these things because he knows that Noah won't take it offensively, or like he knows they're just joking. So I feel like at this point, and at the end of 2024 into 2025, they are so much more comfortable with each other that Hamin can now joke with Noah very, very casually and easily. So some of the jokes that Hamin has been doing with Noah is that whenever Noah wants to convince anyone that he's right, even though he's kind of wrong. So anytime when Noah tries to say that he's right, Hamin just says, "Okay, yeah, sure, bro, you're right. Everything you say is right." So that's that's the way that he combats Noah's nose sliding, is that it's like, it's okay, I'm not gonna fight you on it, you're right, you're totally right, okay, I'm not gonna fight you on it. But then that makes Noah not feel good because Noah's like, no, if you say it that way, that makes it sound like I'm wrong. But then Hami is like, no, but you're right. I mean don't yeah, I mean I'm trying to remember how exactly that conversation went, but Noah didn't like Hamin saying that because it sounds like he's lying, which of course he is. But Noah's like, you are obviously making me sound like I'm wrong. But then that is the strategy of why Hamin does that, so that he doesn't fight with Noah anymore, and it obviously sounds like he's wrong. And so I think the situation that I can remember is that Noah blames Hamin for something that he did wrong. so Noah blamed Hamin for something he did wrong, when obviously Noah did it wrong, but he blames Hamin. It's because of Hamin, that's why I did it wrong. And so Hamin hears this and he's like, okay, bro, you're right. I'm wrong, and you're right. And then when Hamin says it this way, Noah's like, no, that makes it sound like I'm wrong. And so it's really funny. And so I don't think Hamin would have done that in the past, but now he's more daring and more brave, that and more close with Noah, that he can joke with him like this. And so he continues to joke with him to fight against the nose sliding. And then in recent live streams, when Noah talks about something silly, or he does something funny, like Hamin always makes fun of him. Like there's a live stream where Caligo comes, and the live stream like cuts suddenly, and then Noah was like pretending that something is wrong, like they're pretending, of course, but it goes with the theme of the music video, so that's why that happened. And so Noah is pretending something's wrong, and then he says like, are you guys okay? He's like, are you guys okay? But he says it in a very, very funny way. And so Hamin makes fun of him all the time, of the way that he says, are you guys okay? And so the way that Hamin makes fun of him and impersonates it sounds so funny. And Noah doesn't say like to stop it, or that annoys him. Like he just laughs along with Hamin. Like it's really funny the way that Hamin impersonates him. And so I do find that really touching to see their friendship develop to this level, where Noah just lets Hamin, the young guy, just make fun of him, and he's totally fine with it, and he thinks it's hilarious too. So I do think that also has developed their friendship to become even closer where they can make fun of each other like this. And Noah tries to make fun of Hamin, get back at him in the same way, but it's not the same. Like Hamin is so funny the way that he makes fun of him, and like Noah cannot match to that level, but he tries. He tries, but it's not the same. And so yeah, so as we see here in their latest radio show together, I feel like we can clearly see by their body language they're way closer and more comfortable. And like also this is at the point when Hamin is more comfortable of making fun of him. So I do think that it's been a great development to see how their friendship has developed. And yeah, it's one of the most funniest things I've ever seen is when Hamin makes fun of Noah. So anytime when that happens, it always cracks me up, and I'm really glad that Hamin is more comfortable to be able to do it now. So yeah, so that concludes what I like about them too, and their pairing name. I think they only have one. And the one that they have is called Nyang Nyang Zhi. So that is Nyang is the shortened way to say meow. In Korean, and so both of them, even though Hami official animal is a cat and Noah's official animal is the alpaca, but Noah has a personality of like a cat as well. And so when they notice that about Noah, that's why they decide to call their pairing as just the cat duo. So Nyang Nyang Zhi is like the cuter way to say the cat duo. So I believe that's their only nickname. So that's what I can remember about it. And yeah, so that concludes that. I'm trying to remember, like, wasn't there something from like a live stream of them where I thought was really cute and funny? Because I can't remember anything from this radio show that I thought was, but I think it was in this radio show they talked about how they met each other and like their friendship, and Hami is always thankful to Noah of bringing him onto play. Oh, I'm trying to remember. Was there any fun moments to say? I think not. But let me look at their let me look at their videos again to make sure, like, did I really see everything? Okay, no, I want to see from the latest. Yeah, I'm still kind of shocked. That was the last time they did radio together, because I thought they did one recently. But no, they did. I'm so sorry. I didn't want to believe it's been so long. No, they did. Okay, so let's end on this note. I did not look carefully. I did not look carefully at the video. So yeah, so this is their latest radio show together. They did this on March 24th, 2025. So this was only a few months ago. So look at them. Okay, so like we can't hear them talk, but you can already see how much closer they are at this point, because this is also after Hamin has like been making fun of Noah a lot, so you can just totally tell how much more comfortable Hamin is. But then Noah has always been comfortable with Hamin. I mean, he's older than him, so he's always comfortable. But I feel like maybe Noah, in the sense of like he understands Hamin more and like goes with his jokes and you know all the silly things that Hamin does, and so Noah, I feel like goes with the flow with Hamin a lot better these days. So yeah, so I really enjoy seeing how their friendship keeps developing, and I totally cannot remember what they talk about in this radio show. I totally can't remember. But sadly, some of the things about some of their pairings is that they don't have a lot of significant things that reminds me of like it's so funny or so cute, and so them two is one of them where like I can't remember anything significant between them two. But look at them, how comfortable they are. Look at them, like, yeah, singing. Like, they were not like this even a year ago, okay? Not even a year ago. So it's so crazy to see how much they develop even in only a few months or a year. Oh, it's so adorable. So I'm really glad to see how much they develop. Yeah, that's no one dancing. I don't know. Like, this is so silly. Okay, so yeah, so definitely becoming Plave and like seeing how successful they continue to be and all the awesome things they get to do, I do think that translates into how much more comfortable they are just being themselves in everything that they do. Oh, cute. Okay, very cute. And I really like their Dash outfits. All their Dash outfits look so nice on them. Uh, yeah, okay, so this was the latest radio that Noah and Hamin do together. Okay, so that concludes this video, and I'll return again with new pairing videos. Until next time.